Ladies and gentlemen, Will here with Garage Gym Guru and Living 10 Strength Garage. I appreciate you joining me on my next video here where I'm going to go over some Titan fitness equipment that I think is pretty interesting and useful. So, I've said many times that I'm not a big fan of Titan fitness. Usually when I get their items, there is something that's wrong with it. Well, I have 3 items that I'm going to show you today that I think are pretty good and very, very useful in a gym to make your workout a little bit easier. Not to say that you're lazy, make it a little easier to do the exercise that you want to do in the safest manner. So stay tuned. We're going to turn the camera around like we always do, go over these 3 items in depth, and I'm going to show you some exercises that I do with them. Thanks again for joining me on Garage Gym Guru. So let's go over the first piece of equipment here. This is the Titan Fitness Viking Press. Now I know there's other companies that have this same piece of equipment. I know Elite FTS has something like this, but I never used theirs. I bought this from Titan Fitness because I believe that I bought this on Amazon actually. It was nice and easy to get. I've seen other people with it. Now, like I said, with anything with Titan Fitness I get, there's always some kind of an issue. And the issue that came with this one is this knob. Now the knob looks fine, correct? Well, the one that came with it looked like it was chewed from a dog. So I did reach out. They do have great customer service and they sent me a new one. No big deal. I want to show you the welding on it. It's not the greatest, but it will hold up, okay? It's not a very heavy piece of equipment. As you can see, it's got 2 hooks here that are holding it, and these are just in drywall. All right, so it's not a heavy piece of equipment. It's light, and it's made to be light because it goes on the end of your bar. Now, you do have 4 sides that you can do any kind of exercise with that you want to do, right? So if you want to do, like, I'll show you guys an exercise that I do later on in the video. I do my squats with the landmine because of my back. So you can either hold in the front and do it like a front press. You can hold the sides in the middle, whatever you want to do those exercises. I do shoulder presses with this also. And because of the fact that it has 4 different sides, you have different angles that you can do your shoulder presses with. As you can see here, there's the hole. It goes into a standard Olympic bar like these at the end. Now I end up using my fat bar from Rogue Fitness. As you can see, the ends of these bars are already torn up anyway. So putting it into a landmine doesn't really do anything else to it. All right. I usually use that fat bar mostly for my landmine. Just works well. So let's get into the next piece of equipment, but this is the Viking Press. I give it a thumbs up if that means anything. Good piece of equipment. We'll come over here, we're gonna look at this piece of equipment. Now, I'm not really sure what this piece of equipment is. I guess I could have looked, but I'm too lazy and I did not. But if you look on Titan Fitness, just pull up Landmine, this will pop up. They do have a new version of this too that has post on the ends here, so you can put some plates. And the reason why I think they changed that was, see now this spins. The middle spins also. So if you put your landmine, let me show you real quick how I have mine. My landmine's on the bottom of my rack. Now I've seen other people put it at the top of or the middle of the rack. I put it at the bottom, so it's not in the way. Now when you do this, it puts your bar at an angle, and you're gonna see what I mean by that in some of the videos later on of me showing you some exercises. If you put this piece of equipment too far out or too far forward, it will slide on you. Meaning this piece of equipment here will do this, will come forward, and it will come into you. So you have to be very careful with that. So I'm sure that's why they redesigned it and they put where you put plates, hold it down. I don't truly have that issue too much. The higher angle that you put it at, the more likely it's gonna push the weight towards you. So you play with it, but where this piece of equipment comes in really well is that it allows you to be able to put your landmine, your bar with your landmine up at an angle, and it allows you to put it at a height for your shoulder height or whatever height you need it at, so that you don't have to lift the weight off the ground. So I see a lot of guys do close grip press with their landmine, and they're on their knees on the floor. Well, I can understand that because obviously the weight that you have is on the floor and you're on your knees, so it makes it a little lower. With this piece of equipment, you don't have to do that. You can stand up and you can do a close grip bench press or press with your landmine, which is a great exercise, and you can do that without having to lift the plates off the floor. Now, like I say, I'm all about making your workout easier and more efficient so that you can spend more time, more energy on the actual exercises than setting everything up. Okay. Now, I don't usually take it out any higher than this, right? It could go a little bit higher if you needed to, but I wouldn't suggest doing that. I wouldn't go much higher than where I have it here, which looks like it's a third hole. I never move this thing. It stays right where it's at. This, you just screw in, makes it nice and tight, which works out pretty well, right? Now, like I said, everything comes with a problem that I found with Titan Fitness. The only problem I've had with this, looks like they already fixed it, is the fact that it does move forward on you if your angle is too much. Other than that, it's a pretty solid piece of equipment. It comes with end caps there. It's not open. Nice little Titan Fitness plate, which is cool. And it was easy to put together. Definitely well worth the money. I think it's under $100. Maybe it's a little over $100. I could be wrong on that. I think I'm thinking of the next piece of equipment I'm going to show you. Last but not least, these are actually spotters. So these are supposed to be if you have a bench, not a rack, but a bench that does not have spotters, right? Which means if you don't have a rack, then you don't have spotter arms like these. Which means that you might have a bench press that does not have spotters, and that's very dangerous, especially if you're by yourself. So they made these Titan Fitness to be able to replace the spotters so you have something. My personal opinion is I would not trust these to hold a ton of weight, right? So I would be very afraid that if I couldn't lift the weight from a bench press, I'd be very afraid that these would not be able to catch the weight if I needed it to. But I didn't buy it for that because I have a rack. I bought these because my curl bar is not rackable. Now, I could have bought a rackable curl bar, but I didn't want one. It's a little too long in my opinion, and I didn't really want that. So I bought these, and what happens is, and you're gonna see in some of the exercises that I show you later on, this allows you to rack your curl bar, no matter what size it is, and be able to put the plates on the outside without any issues, okay? Obviously, it comes in a pair. Now, what was the problem with this Titan Fitness piece of equipment that came? Well, see, this is felt. See that? But guess what? That didn't come on here. This came just bare metal. So think about it. You're going to put your bare metal bar on top of another piece of metal, sometimes slamming it because you're tired, and it's going to mess things up. So what I did was I went on Amazon, bought this felt, right? I measured this out, and all I did was go on Amazon and find felt, a roll of felt, and it works out perfectly. Easy fix. The other thing too is, the other problem is this paint job sucks. So as this goes up and down, this paint is getting messed up. Not a huge deal because I can repaint it. It's not a big deal, but the paint is kind of crappy on this thing. The other thing is these, I think the bottom piece came in gray, and I repainted these in black because obviously I didn't like the gray and everything else is black in here, and I wanted it to match because guess what? Your muscles don't care about how your gym looks, but your mind does, and your mind controls your dedication and motivation. So with that said, I painted these. Built decently, right? Little tiny screws, no big deal. It does come with knobs. I don't use them. I don't feel the need to. It just stops them from wobbling, right? But for what I use this for, I don't really care about the little bit of wobble. It doesn't matter. And it's a pain in the butt to have to unscrew it and screw it every time you want these things to go up and down. And I will have some pictures after this video, right after this, that will show you how high these go up and how low they go. What's the measurements? But all you do is take this pin out, make it whatever height you want it, and then use this for your curl bar. And stay tuned because I'm going to end up showing you some of the exercises, just a few of the exercises that I do with this thing. But I will tell you, having these actually work out really well than having a rackable curl bar. And I'll tell you why is because it allows me to do so many more exercises with these, because all I have to do is put these on the side of my bench, which you guys are going to see, and it allows me to do whatever I want. Skull crushers with the curl bar. I can do, I could use it for a close grip bench press, which I don't, but I could if I want. Lying curls, standing curls, just any kind of exercise you guys can think that you would want to use your curl bar for besides just curling, this allows you to do. So that's why I really like this instead of using inside my my rack. And supposedly the rule is you don't curl inside your rack. Whoever made that rule. All right, so let's get into some videos of me using the exercises and showing you guys how I use these pieces of equipment. All right, video is almost done. So the next part is just gonna be me demonstrating some of the exercises that I do in my garage gym, in the Living 10 Strength garage with these pieces of equipment. And the only reason I'm showing this, because I'm not big into showing me work out. Who the hell wants to see that? I'm not a hot 25-year-old. Why would anybody want to watch that? But to demonstrate for you guys, I am gonna show that. You're gonna see me do some exercises so you can get some ideas of what I'm talking about with these pieces. If you don't stick around for that, thanks for joining. I truly appreciate it. Subscribe, share, whatever it is to get the videos out. I have no idea. I'm 45 years old. I'm new to YouTube. I don't know how this works. But if you want to stick around, great. I appreciate it also. Anyway, guys, stay true to yourself. Keep doing what you're doing and live like a 10.